Hello everybody, welcome back. Today we are doing April empties. There are a lot. I wasn't expecting that, to be completely honest with you. I really thought this was going to be kind of a slower month, but cool, we're going to run with it. I have a large variety of stuff here. I'm actually going to sort it so we can go in some semblance of an order because I feel like I always get annoyed in editing when it's not in any particular order. So one moment. Okay, so today we are going to be talking about my April empties. I have them all sorted and organized. There is so much here, and I actually ended up using like 9, I think, makeup products this month. Like obviously not this month, but this is the month that I happen to finish them all off in. It was a stellar month for subscription boxes and for empties. I'm gonna do the makeup empties at the end. We're gonna start with hair, skincare, body, miscellaneous makeup, okay? Hair care wise, I used up 2 of these Amika Texture Beach Look shampoos. I had both of these in my shower. Why? I don't know. Of course, both of them being in my shower, they were both almost empty, so I was like, I need to just finish these off and like move them out of here. I don't know quite how I feel about these because I feel like they are good shampoos, but they're very thin and they're very like liquidy, and I end up getting out way more than I planned to, and that does just kind of bother me. I do like what it does to my hair, and they smell so good, but they're 6.7 fluid ounce bottles. I don't feel like they lasted me as long as most shampoos like this size would have because of the formula of them. I don't think I'd repurchase these. Like maybe if I could find them in a really good sale or something like that I would, but just like right off the bat, I'm not super into it. I do love Amika though, and I like this line because it's really good for just getting kind of like textured wavy hair if that's what you like, if that's your hair type. These are good for it, but I do think that there are better ones like the Ava NYC Air Dry. I love that one. And then I'm trying out some by Pacifica right now that I also am liking like way more than I'm liking these. And actually, speaking of the Pacifica one, this is the shampoo. This is the Salty Waves Texturizing Shampoo. I'm actually still working on the conditioner, believe it or not, but I use this off as well. I did like this one better. It does smell just as good as the Amika ones do, but I feel like this is a little bit thicker and it just works a little bit better with my hair type. So if I had to pick between the Pacifica or the Amika, I would go Pacifica all the way. I've really been enjoying trying out these kind of like texture shampoos, and I do think that they make a difference, but I haven't quite found like my holy grail one yet. I still claim the Ava NYC, the air dry texture one, as my favorite thus far, but the Pacifica one was pretty good. I finished off 2 conditioners. I finished off the Kristen S Moisture Rich Curl Conditioner. I really did enjoy this. I'm a big fan of Kristen S, but the packaging drives me crazy because I have to use my, like the bottle things, you know what I'm talking about? The like flip it over and help you squeeze out the remaining product. But this was a good conditioner, and I do feel like it did help with my curls a little bit. I feel like they were able to kind of hold a little bit longer. I don't know for sure if that was this conditioner or not, but yeah, I'd repurchase this. I think I would just repurchase like the liter size and not this little size. I bought this to try it out, but I think in the future I'd go with the liter for sure. And then I also used up the Verb Hydrating Conditioner, the Enrich, Restore, and Soften conditioner. I liked this one as well. It was a really nice, just hydrating hair care product. It did exactly what it was supposed to, and Verb products, it smells so good. So I did like this one. I would repurchase it again. There have been, I think that I've liked everything from Verb that I've tried, so that's a definite win. I also finished the Olaplex No. 8 Bond Intense Moisture Mask. This was so good, but it's so small, and I feel like if I'm doing a hair mask, I want to slather my hair in that. This one, that's what I did. It just didn't last very long because this is only 3.3 fluid ounces. I actually do have another one of these, and I'm excited to use it, but for the cost, would I repurchase it? Ironically, my favorite hair mask is the Ava NYC one, and it's like $12.99, and it's a huge tub. I also like the Moroccan oil one. I don't think I'd go out of my way to repurchase this, but again, like I said before, if it's like in a set or on sale, I'd definitely be willing to consider it, but at the regular cost, I just don't think. Like maybe, but I don't think so. I thought I had more hair care, but I don't. So let's move on to skincare. I finished off 2 face washes and a face scrub. The face scrub was that little Frank Body Original face scrub that I got in that little Ulta gift with purchase from the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty Platinum Perk crossover thing. I talked about it in my haul. Pretty sure this is like a little sample because it's 1.81 or no 1.18 fluid ounces. Here's my issue with this, is there's still some product in here, but because it's like a pouch, I can't squeeze the rest of it out. And I know I could cut it open, but it's a scrub, and I don't want to do that. So I'm calling it an empty. I would consider repurchasing it again, but I would need to know what the regular packaging looks like. I did enjoy the scrub. It was really nice. It was like a good amount of grit where it wasn't like painful or uncomfortable, but it did make my skin feel like there was like a difference afterwards. Like it just felt a little bit smoother, a little bit cleaner afterwards. So I did like this. This packaging sucks, and I would need to know what packaging the full-size product comes in. But this is travel friendly, so there's something to keep in mind. Finally, oh my goodness, the Skin Essence Organics Fresh Facial Cleanser. This has been in my shower for so long, and my husband and I have both been kind of using it on and off. This is actually a really good facial cleanser though. Like, I say that, but it's not like I didn't like it. This is fabulous for just a regular day-to-day facial cleanser. I just have so many products open at one time that normally it takes a while to go through one of them, but then like they're all at various states of empty, and so several of them, as you can see, end up getting used up at once. And this is exactly what happened in this case. But this was actually a genuinely nice everyday facial cleanser. I loved it. I would definitely consider repurchasing it again in the future because I do wash my face in the shower. Wash it out of the shower too, but this one happened to be the one that I took into the shower because I didn't think about the fact that it was a glass bottle. I don't like glass bottles in my shower because it freaks me out because I've seen too many horror movies. I can see every way that that's going to go wrong. But I'd be willing to do that again for this because this was a great face cleanser. I loved it. And then I also had the Nude Sticks Gentle Hydrogel Face Cleanser with hyaluronic and bergamot in it. This was so nice. And again, I feel like every time we talk about a Nude Sticks product that is not one of their like cream blushes or their matte sticks, I have the same complaint. It's just so small. So this is only 2.26 fluid ounces for a face wash. And they're not like outrageously expensive, but for the ounces that you're getting, it is kind of pricey, like per ounce. I really enjoyed this. It was a good facial cleanser. It was a good, just everyday facial cleanser, but I don't think that I'd purchase it again unless I could find it on sale because it's just like price per ounce is so astronomically expensive. I used up almost an entire skincare routine. Actually, hold on, before I get into that, let me talk about this one and this one. I used up two cleansing products. The Good Molecules Rose Water Daily Cleansing Gel. There's still some in here and I cannot get it out for the life of me, and it's driving me crazy. And I've tried a spatula, but because it's a gel, it didn't work the greatest. But if you've got any suggestions for like that last little bit in there, let me know please. This one is a funny story because they gifted me this in PR, and the one that they gifted me I broke. And so, because again, it's glass. And so I went out and purchased one myself, and now I've got like 3 of them, but I hadn't actually tried it. So I finally tried it, and it was different. This is a gel, like a legitimate gel. I did really enjoy it, but I feel like for the first couple of weeks, it was one of those things that like I really had to get used to because it was just such a different kind of texture than most of the cleansing oils or cleansing balms that I use. However, I freaking loved it. And I would definitely get this again. Like I said, I have a couple of other full sizes, and I'm really excited about that because this was such a good one, and it's so affordable too. I think I loved everything from Good Molecules that I've tried, and this is no exception. I also have like 4 of these. This is the Earth Harbor Sunshine Dew Antioxidant Cleansing Oil. I don't like it. First of all, you have to use so much of it. Second of all, have you ever tried a cleansing oil with a dropper? It's not convenient. I don't know why they chose this method of delivery for this, but then I end up like dumping it onto my hand, and of course I'm in the middle of cleansing. I realize I need more because it doesn't go very far. I dump it out in my hand and I dump half the bottle out. I'm so annoyed. I have 4 bottles of this. My goal right now is to just use them up. I wouldn't repurchase it though. I'm not a big fan of this. This was like a really big product in subscription boxes, I think last year. And so I've just accumulated so many of them, and now it's time for them to be moved out of my collection. But I mean, like, they're not bad cleansing oils. They don't remove everything, so I do have to go back and double cleanse, but I normally do that anyways. I just wouldn't repurchase them because I don't feel like it's worth the cost because I run through this so quickly because of the way that it's packaged and everything. And you just need so much of it to remove stuff. So I will use up what I have, but I would not repurchase it. I used up a Dirty Lamb Rose Petal Toner. I love rose scents. I do. I am one of those people. I love things that are scented rose. This is too much. It's too freaking much. I love the fact that this is a spray because I much prefer toners that have sprays on them. But it was just too much. And I feel like for me to say that, it's a lot. So if you are not a fan of rose scents, no, just stay far away from this as possible. Like I said, it was too much for me. I wouldn't repurchase it. It was a nice toner. I like the way it made my skin feel, but the scent is just far too strong. No. It's no good. I also used up the Dirty Lamb Ultra Night Serum. This was really nice, but it is a very thick, a very heavy serum. It almost feels more like an oil to me, like a facial oil. But it is considered to be a serum. I did like this though. This one I would repurchase, but like only for nighttime use. Like if you're a person like me where you put a serum on in the morning before your makeup, would not recommend this one. It's called Ultra Night because it is a heavy as shit serum, okay? I did like it. It's just very thick. And it's one of those things like you have to kind of like products like this in order to enjoy it. So if you only like kind of lightweight serums, I wouldn't recommend this. This is definitely leaning more towards like the facial oil thickness than any serum that I've ever tried. I did like it, like I said, at nighttime, but it's one of those products that I think you have to know what you're getting before you go into it, because I tried it and I hated it for the first couple of weeks because like this is far too thick, but it ended up being like a nice serum. I also used up the Drunk Elephant Virgin Marula Luxury Facial Oil. Oh my goodness, did I love this. This was so nice. It was more on the lighter end for facial oils in my opinion. It was still thick and like a little greasy, but this wasn't nearly as thick. I mean, like I would consider this thinner than that, the Dirty Lamb serum personally, but I really enjoyed it. I would definitely see myself purchasing this again. I have some facial oils to work through, but I really liked this one, and if I'm ever at the point where I need to go out and purchase one, this one as of right now would probably be it because I really enjoyed this. This was just a good like everyday facial oil, made my skin feel so good. And the facial oil I'm using now at nighttime, I don't like nearly as much as this. This is one of the best ones that I think I've tried. I also finally finished off my CosRx. This is the Galactomyces 95 Tone Balancing Essence. All of these products will be listed down below, by the way, if you're curious. This is 3.38 fluid ounces, which does not sound very big, but you guys, this essence lasted me for so long. I have been using this for over 6 months. It lasted so long and I loved it. I was actually kind of sad when I finished it off because it was such a good, like this, oh, literally. So essences are just supposed to provide some hydration. This felt like you were just putting like a thicker version of water on your skin. This was incredible. I freaking loved it. I know that they had some, like the snail one during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. I didn't purchase it this time and I'm already kicking myself. I have other essences to use up and that's fine, but if they ever bring that back, I'm definitely going to pick it up. I have not tried the snail one. This is a different one, but I loved this one so much and I have heard that the snail one is even better. So if they bring that back, yes, I will be picking it up. And if not, I will be picking this up because this is my favorite essence that I've tried thus far. This is phenomenal. And I think Good Molecules actually just came out with an essence that I need to try it. I used up an eye cream and the lid it started to crack while I was using it and it has just completely cracked in so many different places now. This is the Pharmacy Cheer Up Brightening Vitamin C Eye Cream. I use this in the mornings before I do my makeup. I actually have 2 of these and I'm working on the second one right now. This was nice. I did like it. I don't think it's like a holy grail or anything, but I could definitely see myself getting it again in the future. It did help with brightening and obviously anything vitamin C, especially in like the mornings, I love. I'm obsessed with it. So yes to this. Vitamin C in the mornings. You guys know how much I love vitamin C in the mornings. This was a really nice eye cream. Not my absolute favorite, like be all end all, but I did enjoy it and I would purchase it again in the future. So I'm using up the second one now, but I just opened it, so it'll be a while. Oh my god, my sleep mask. This is the Skin-esque Deep Sleep Overnight Mask. You guys, this sleep masks take me so long to get through, so freaking long, and I finally used this one up and I'm so excited. So this one was kind of more like a gel texture, so it was very cooling, very comforting on the skin, very soothing. It sunk in great. I actually liked this way more than I thought that I would. It was very nourishing for the skin, helped kind of brighten up my skin a little bit, and it felt so good in the mornings when I would wipe it off. You can also use this as just a regular mask. You can use it as a wash off mask. You just leave it on for 15 minutes. I would just do kind of a lighter layer than that and use it as an overnight mask, which is also an option. But I freaking loved this so much. Yes, I would repurchase this in a heartbeat. This is, I think, one of the nicest sleeping masks that I've tried. And I will say I have not tried very much. I have a bunch in my stash that I want to try, but this was, I loved the gel aspect of it because it was so just nice. It was just so soothing and it was so calming, and especially after I would do like exfoliants and things like that, this was such a nice thing to put on my skin. I freaking loved it. I'm currently using this, but I tossed this in here, so I guess I'll talk about it really quick. This is the Real Techniques Sponge Plus Miracle Cleanse Sponge. It purifies and exfoliates. So one side is the gentle, soothe and refresh and gently remove impurity side. And one side is like the exfoliating side. So I use this when I wash my face. I normally use a cognac sponge. I picked up these when they came out and I'm finally using this. So I've been using it for a few weeks now. Yeah, a few weeks now. And I really do like it. I didn't like it in the beginning because I was like, what is the point of these two sides? This is so weird. But I actually do kind of really enjoy it now. And I don't know if this will replace cognac sponges for me, but I think I will definitely end up getting more of these in the future because I was really surprised at how nice this was. And because of the shape of it, it's in like the same teardrop shape that a lot of cognac sponges are, but because it's like thinner and it's a little bit more flexible, it's super easy to kind of get in the little smaller areas, smaller contours of your face that I normally have a hard time like reaching with a regular cognac sponge, so I normally have to go behind like with my fingers. This solves that. It's great. All right, and then I used the Florence by Mills Swimming Under the Eyes gel pads. They came out with another one of these that's in like a greenish bluish jar. I did pick those up. I have not used those, but as far as I know, they're in the same fish shape. These are in the shape of little fishies and they are so cute. They do slide around a little bit, but the little fishies have eyes and the eyes are like little cutouts, but the cutouts, like the eyepieces are still in there. So whenever you pick them up, the eyepieces fall out and then you're just stuck with like these little tiny circle of eye gel pads everywhere. And it was a nuisance and I hated it. I do plan on trying the teal blue ones. Like I said, I just got those. Those are going to be on my to try list. I think that these are the cutest eye patches I've used ever because they look like little purple fishies. Like what could get cuter than that? But for the cost and the fact that they slide, the ones that I found, my favorite to this day remains the Wander Beauty, the gold eye baggage, and then the Good Molecules one, because the Good Molecule ones are thick and they do not slide, and they are cheaper than this. I liked these. During a mega sale, would I repurchase them because they're just so stinking cute? Yes, I would. But on a day-to-day, no. That was so loud. I also used up a ton of masks in my sheet mask project pan, so I will go through these really quick and then we'll move on to body care and then makeup. I have 9 of the Grace and Stella collagen boosting eye masks. I got these in a subscription box recently, but because I'm currently doing pink sheet masks, I went ahead and just used these up. These are nice. Again, I don't love the fact that they're individual packaging because we know we can do jars, and they did slide quite a bit. So I would not repurchase these on a regular basis, but they were fine to use while I had them. This is the SF Suns Out Pouts Out Gold Foil Lip Mask. Okay, I'm pretty sure. Do I know what's going on? Yeah, okay, so I used one of these up. This is my pile from last time, and I used up one of those last time. My thoughts remain the same. I hate these. There's no mouth hole, and so I just feel like I'm suffocating the whole time it's on, and I don't like it. I think I have like 1 or 2 more of these to use up, and I will because I have no self-control, but I hate these with a fiery, fiery passion. And then I used up a bunch of sheet masks. So the Saturday Skin Cotton Cloud, I used up 3 of the Botanic Beauty Radiant Glow Brightening and Youth Renewing Masks. The Face Tory Everyday Acai, the 2 of the Face Tory Sunbays, Face Tory Everyday Charcoal, Face Tory Everyday Pearl, the Avatara Fill It Up Face Mask for Mature Skin, which all of those were all good. I enjoyed. I don't really have any complaints. And then I used up my last 2 Gorgeous George Way to Glow Pink Clay Reviving Face Masks. I don't like these. It was like a sheet. Again, I talked about this last time. These were like sheet masks, but with a clay mask on them. They smelled like rust. They were not comfortable, and then when you were done with them, you had to wash them off, and I feel like that kind of, like, why wouldn't I just use a regular clay mask and then a sheet mask? Like, why would I do this? Didn't understand these, was not a fan. Okay. Obviously, with any of these, I would not repurchase them, but I did enjoy some more than others. I really do like sheet masks. I just don't love the waste of them. But I really, so I'm working through them, and I ended up skipping some nights this round. There should have been more sheet mask empties, but between our Disney trip and just a couple nights this week that I didn't do my skincare routine because I was so tired, it's not as much, but I still feel like it was a good, like we used up quite a bit, especially when you include the eye gels in there. So I'm happy with it, but we're still trucking our way through the pink sheet masks, and eventually we'll get it done. All right, now for body care, I want to mention this. So I have this one. This is like a mini size. I have a bunch of mini Truly products. Why are none of them in Shop My Samples? I don't know, but they're not. But this is the Truly Acai Your Boobies Boob Butter, okay? I love this. It smells so good, first of all. It's like a really thick kind of purple. I'll show you in just a second. I loved this though. And I will say this actually, so do you guys remember when I did that Mally's like boob mask? And I was like, it works, but it only works for like 20 minutes. And it's like, you know, so if you're gonna take pictures or something, it's a good idea, but it does not work over time. This works over time. It works so well that my husband noticed and he was like, what's going on there? It works, okay? I freaking loved this so much. So much. I'm so sad that it's gone, but this is seriously one of my favorite Truly products. I have a couple of other ones that I want to try out before I repurchase this, but more than likely I will be repurchasing this because this was so freaking good. I used up 2 body washes. Technically my husband did. 2 Bath & Body Works ones, the Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin and the Black Raspberry Vanilla. I did use both of these a few times, but I've really been working on a Lush one and a Moroccan oil one. The Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin, I don't know why. I usually love pumpkin scents, but for whatever reason, this just I didn't like very much this time. The Black Raspberry Vanilla is, I think, my preference of the 2. They both smell okay. I don't love either one of these scents, but this one really, I didn't care for. This one smelled pretty good though. But again, my husband's been using these in between using his Everyman Jack one, and he likes them. So he enjoyed both of the scents, which I guess is good. I used up a bubble bath. This is the Body Shop Berry Bath Blend Hydrating Bath Foam. Okay, this one smells so good. I would not repurchase it though. It's too expensive. I asked a few empties back and I was like, I feel like I go through bubble bath. I feel like I go through bubble bath so quickly. What am I doing wrong? Or do you just have to add like a half a bottle every time? And everyone was basically like, yeah, you just have to add a half bottle every time. And this, it's just too expensive. Like I can get much cheaper brands. Like I'm using the Dr. Teal's. I can get those off of Amazon for like insanely cheap, or even the Solomo brand from Amazon, and it works just as well, but it's a quarter of the cost. So probably wouldn't repurchase this again, but this was really nice and I did enjoy it. I also used up this. This is the Fond Flowers Relax and Unwind Epsom Sea Salt and Rose Petals Lavender Bath Salts. I got this at Marshall's for $7.99. This was a huge bottle. The scent of this is so relaxing, like genuinely. It's just automatic relaxation. I did love this. I would probably purchase it again, but I will just let you know now that this does leave rose petals behind in your bathtub. So you have to be willing to like clean them out, which I think is kind of annoying, but also like I understand why that happens. But yeah, so just so you know, if you get something like this, it does leave the petals behind in your bathtub, but it does smell really good and it's really relaxing. And I love like the rose petal and flower baths. They're so like just calming and luxurious. I love them. I finished the Dr. Bronner's 18-in-1 Hemp Eucalyptus Pure Castile Soap. This one I got at TJ Maxx on clearance for $9, which is a great price for these. I really wish that I could find that again. My only issue with this was the scent. It smells like something from my childhood that I hated, and I can't remember what that something was, but I remember hating it, okay? I don't like the scent of eucalyptus. It's so strong. It's so strong in this. I use this to wash my makeup brushes though. I finish it off. I have another like half bottle, but then I ended up going on Amazon and like price checking with Target, and I bought a gallon size on Amazon for like $45. Not of this scent, it's a different scent. I hate this scent. Would not purchase this scent again, but most of their scents are pretty good. But this is what I use to wash makeup brushes, like the sponges, and then anything that has been used with like a cream product, because I love my solid beauty cleansers, but I feel like they don't get cream products out well enough. So I use that, which is funny because it's meant to clean your beauty blender. I disagree. This is what I have the best luck with. I use the little thing for my eyeshadow brushes, and then all my bigger brushes and my sponges I use this with, and it works out so well. So I do go through these. I do go through like brush shampoos quite often, but I love this. I will continue repurchasing these, just not in this scent. Don't know why I have these, but I did. These are these Saie cotton balls. It's just a bag of cotton balls from the makeup brand Saie. I placed an order, and these were in the, I don't remember how these came to be though, but it was just a little bag of, and it was like not very many cotton balls, so I just used them instead of like, I swapped out my reusable cotton rounds for these for like 3 or 4 days. And yeah, they were okay, but I have reusable cotton rounds, so I wouldn't repurchase them because I don't need them. They're very small cotton balls though, which kind of threw me off because they were like teeny tiny cotton balls. I finished another, I totally didn't realize I had this, but this is the Lavish Wet Brush Cleansing System with Silicone Scrubbing Pad. So this is like a solid cleanser. I did not like the silicone scrubbing pad, so I didn't use it. This cleanser I did not like either. I picked this up at BoxyCharm or something like that, pretty cheap, and I just was not a fan. Didn't work well for me. I wouldn't repurchase it. So far, I feel like most solid cleansers don't work the greatest, except for the Beauty Blender one. That one seems to work the best, but this one was not a fan of. I loved this. This is the Herbivore Cocoa Rose Coconut Oil Body Polish. I feel like I've used one of these up before and I didn't like it. And this one I freaking loved. First of all, the scent. It does have a rose scent. I know that's like the biggest scent that like a lot of people don't like. So if you don't like rose, you wouldn't like it, but this was fabulous. Oh my goodness. This was such a nice scrub. It is a body polish, but honestly, this worked more like a scrub for me. Like, I'm not normally a big fan of body polishes, but yes, I would repurchase this in a heartbeat. This was phenomenal. And I can't remember if I used this before and just truly didn't like it, or if I haven't used it, or if I used it and liked it. I don't know. Anyways, I've used it and I love it. This is so good. 100% would repurchase. This is so good. I also finished off a deodorant. This is the Dove Advanced Care Go Fresh Revive. This is like a pomegranate one. I ended up switching to Dove after my natural deodorant disasters were a thing, and they have been working so much better for me. So I plan to continue using Dove, and I just like buy random scents. This just happened to be the one that I had this time, but these are my favorite like kind of drugstore deodorants that you can get at Target and things like that. These are the best. All right, now let's talk about makeup. I have a couple of makeup empties that are going to be in my Panning Punk update, but I finished off the Colourpop Super Shock Cheek and Goody 2 Shoe. I loved this. Yeah, I've talked about this so many times, especially if you've been watching Panning Punk. Y'all know I freaking love it. And then I finished off these Skindinavia Makeup Finishing Spray Bridal. This is my holy grail. Like this is the company that makes the Urban Decay setting sprays, so you know I love it. But the bridal one specifically, this locks your shit down for hours, if not days. This is the absolute best one. The Urban Decay ones are just a little bit easier to get, but this is top freaking tier. Loved both of these. I will talk more about them in the Panning Punk update, but let's get into some of the random makeup. So first of all, the Urban Decay Perversion Liquid Liner. I briefly talked about this in my Lash Shop My Stash, and I had said that it had started to like dry out and I was going to put it upside down. I put it upside down for like 48 hours and it still dried out. So I'm calling this an empty. I really do like these liners. I think that they're gorgeous, but it did dry out pretty quickly because I feel like I've only had it for like 4 or 5 months. So I have another one and I'm gonna have to see if that one's dried out too. Maybe I just use this one way more frequently, but that does concern me. So I'm not quite sure how I feel about that yet. I finished off the Lime Crime Ghost Veil. This is the liquid lip primer, so like for liquid lipsticks. I scraped out as much as I could. I took the stopper out. There's not much of anything left in there. And I loved this. For liquid lipsticks, this was such a great primer, and I felt like it really helped me not have to use like lip liners or anything like that. However, I am leaning more towards, like, I'm using lip liners on a more regular basis, so I'm just trying to use up some of my older lip primers. But this one was so good, and if you're a person who likes liquid lipsticks, I strongly recommend this. Having said that, do they still make this? I don't know. If they do, it'll be linked down below, and if they do, and you like liquid lipsticks, check this out because it is so good. It's such a nice base. I also used up my Oma Stay Woke Concealer in Fair Lady. Again, I took the stopper out. I scraped the sides as much as I possibly could. I liked this concealer. I like the foundation for this a lot better, but the concealer was good. It's just a little thick. It's on the thicker side, which I don't necessarily have an issue with. It just takes a little bit longer to blend, so I feel like I get annoyed as I put it on, but I like the way that it looks, you know? It's a nice concealer. But I finished that off. I probably would end up repurchasing this actually. I will say I have not given it like a whole lot of thought, but I did really like this, and so I could see myself picking it up again in the future. I finished off 2 lip products, one for my daytime lips and one for my nighttime lips. My daytime, I was using the Fenty Beauty Pro Kisser Luscious Lip Balm in Hint Hint. I did like this. The packaging is not my favorite though, and it tends to get a little gross. but it worked really well. I did take the stopper out, of course. I didn't cut it open, so there's like a little tiny bit left in there, but I feel like I got my money's worth. I did like it, but I don't think I'd repurchase it again just because I'm not a fan of this packaging. It's just frustrating to me, and there's much easier packaging to work with. Like, there's so many good products out there that why put up with the packaging if you don't have to? And then for nighttime, I was using the Sweet Chef Sugarcane and Vitamin E Lip Sleeping Mask. This was in my favorites. You guys, this is one of the best lip sleeping masks I've ever used in my entire life. It made my lips so soft, and it made them so soft they appeared to be a little bit plumper. This was phenomenal. I 100%, and it's so affordable too. I will absolutely repurchase this in the future. I have lip masks to use up, but this is going straight back onto my wish list. This is, I think, one of like my absolute favorite ones that I've ever tried. So good. I used up a pair of the Glamnetic Virgo lashes. I'm pretty sure they sent these to me because I know that when they send me products, they'd send me a couple pairs of lashes. I love these. They're so easy to use though. I did a whole video on their lashes when they originally sent them to me, so I will link that up above if you're interested. And like I said, I can't, because I know I've purchased some of their lashes too, and I can't remember if this was gifted or purchased. Either way, these are the Virgo lashes. They're so easy to use. I love magnetic lashes, and these came with a magnetic liner as well. I would repurchase these in a heartbeat. They work great, and they are reusable. I think up to 30 times. I could be wrong about that, but I think I never use them that long because I end up losing them beforehand. And the last product, last empty, this is the Tokyo Milk Sugared Mint Lip Scrub. I didn't like it. It's not, I told you guys, I'm over the Tokyo Milk products. I had a couple that I was like finishing up. I think this is the last Tokyo Milk product I had. They're just so over the top scented, and honestly, it didn't do much for my lips, so that's a big no for me. I would not repurchase this. Lush lip scrubs are where it's at thus far in my lip scrub journey. Those have been the top ones. But yeah, so those are the products that I used up this month. That is legitimately so many products, and like I said, I was not expecting that to happen this month. I did not think it was going to be that large of an empties, but I'm so proud of myself because that was some good work. And again, most of it is just because products tended to just kind of get finished off at around the same time because of how I do my cycles. So yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for joining me here today. Let me know down below in the comments what empties you have had recently, if you found any favorites or holy grail products in your empties. And please make sure that you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and make sure you hit the bigger subscribe button below me if you'd like to see more of me. I do empties videos once a month, and I will catch you guys next time. Have a great one. Bye-bye.